know what are the underlying motives behind Dr. Heavenly's alliances and conflicts with her castmates? What are the underlying motives behind Dr. Heavenly's conflicts? Nine of Hearts. Let's keep going. It's not a full sentence. Six of Spades. Ten of Diamonds. Okay. The Nine of Hearts is basically saying that Dr. Heavenly, it's saying that she puts her passion towards she puts a lot of emotional energy trying to create these issues with people. And it also indicates like she intends to be extreme. She really does intend to be extreme. And her goal is to push relationships to the edge because she feels like she's going to be able to get the best out of someone. The Nine of Hearts is also saying that she's also ruined friendships behind the scene, like fledgling friendships with people. And she's not emotionally close to the majority of the cast members because she's pushed things too far. But she also feels like that's necessary to keep things going. This Nine of Hearts here is saying that she wishes that she didn't have to do it, but she has to do it. So this Nine of Hearts is basically like the devil's advocate card, right? Like she feels that she has to go above and beyond to save herself. And a lot of these things that she does are for herself. And I also get this feeling that she feels that she's a centerpiece for the show. She feels that she can carry the show. She feels her drama has carried the show. And she feels that she's irreplaceable. So if she ruins the friendship, she feels that that's for the best for the show. But also at the same time, if someone has to lead the show, she feels that that person is disposable and the drama that she brings is irreplaceable and they could bring someone in and that could be her next target and the show can keep going. Okay? The Six of Spades is here and this is saying that Dr. Heavenly is completely okay with the karma that she faces. She's someone that she takes calculated risks. So this is the card of the calculated risk taker. This is saying that she applies strategy behind what she does, the consequences she can accept. No one can predict the consequences of what's going to happen to them, right? No one knows the consequences of what's going to happen to them. Oftentimes we can just predict those things. So she errs on the side of probability rather than possibility. Like she's someone that's like, well, if I stab my husband, it's probable that I'm going to be charged with it. It's more than likely I'm going to be charged, right? There's a possibility I won't. But then I also hear her saying, but if I did that, I would accept the consequences of what I did. So she doesn't even have to weigh the consequences of what she's done. She's completely okay with getting popped. She's completely okay with getting lambasted. She's okay with getting arrested. If she were to do something, she's like, well, I can accept the consequences of what I've done. So her motives behind what she's doing are they're rooted in ego, but most importantly, they're rooted in money. This is an opportunity for her, and she has this opinion that either you're going to participate and you're going to benefit from what's happening, or you're going to be pushed out, and that's what God intended anyway. And it was time in wealth. God had it destined for the wealth to end. I didn't push you out of the show. You know, your time on the show was up. That's how she feels, and that's what makes sense to everybody. Let me know if that makes sense. If that makes sense, hit the thumbs up. If it makes sense, hit the thumbs down, because if you hit thumbs down, it means I need to better clarify, and I can draw more clarifying cards from this situation. Okay, make sure that you all like this video. Make sure that you all share this video, and if you can, please respond to what I'm saying. You feel like what I'm saying resonates with you? Say, you know, who gone that resonates with me? Dr. Quintarius, that resonates. Because, you know, as said before, we need this engagement. Okay, so the next thing we're going to ask about heavenly. We want to know, there's two questions. Is Heavenly's obsession with calling her husband daddy, calling him daddy, is that a genuine expression of their relationship, or is it a cover-up for deeper insecurities? Because I've heard Mariah say that she feels like I remember this years ago, she was saying she feels like Heavenly was insecure in her marriage. I've had mutual friends that have watched the show say that they feel like Heavenly is insecure in her marriage. And then the follow-up question I'm going to ask is, you know, what goes on behind closed doors with Heavenly and her husband? Okay. Okay, LRGA curves. LRGA curves. You said, you know, I needed more clarification. So ask your clarifying question that I get to. They get along very well. This Two of Hearts is sorry, not Two of Hearts, Two of Clubs. I can read, okay? I can actually read. But this Two of Clubs is basically saying that they actually get along very well. They talk to each other all the time. So there's not anything that he doesn't know about her. There's nothing that she doesn't know about him. And it's essentially that this daddy thing they mutually agreed on is something that she says in public, but it's also her way of flirting with him, because she says it to him in the bedroom too. It's a term of endearment for them, but also hearing it has like an aphrodisiac effect. So it actually does. It not only mentally stimulates him, it makes him feel a lot more masculine, more powerful, and it, you know, really boosts his self-esteem. It also turns him on too. He likes it. Even in arguments, she calls him daddy, and I'm hearing like when she needs to get her way, she calls him daddy. And if she feels like, and the vibe that I get from him is that he has two dispositions. He's either stoic or he's mad. But when he's mad, it can be hard to get him to calm down. But she knows that calling him daddy can help him to like start cooling off a little bit. We got a Six of Clubs here. So again, they get along very well. There's a lot of harmony in the marriage. They are, in terms of raising their family, doing business, being married, they share the same religious values with one another. This indicates that their relationship this Six of Clubs indicates that their relationship is very much shaped by religious doctrine. That they have, if they've had marital problems, they've prayed their way through those marital problems. Okay? They both still pray for each other, and they still pray for the longevity in their marriage. Five of Hearts. This is saying that along the emotional lines of things, they can dramatically improve. Heavenly has had an insecurity that her husband would leave her. Okay. She is very possessive of him. She is insecure that he has stepped out. And, you know, behind closed doors, she is insecure that she could do too much to leave him. It's taken a while for her to feel confident that she can be authentically herself, and still be with him. Because even though he gives her freedom to be herself, sometimes her being herself can operate outside of those religiously inspired gender roles that they have. And yeah, that's there. This is saying that he has a high self-esteem about himself as a father. He knows when to tell her to stop. He knows when to tell her enough is enough, and she listens to him. This is also saying that if the relationship were to end, he would have to be the one that ends it, because she's not going to go anywhere. He also has a low tolerance for drama. Okay? He doesn't like drama. So if Heavenly is sad about something at work, he's going to console her. But if she tries to drag out an issue that he has with her, he doesn't entertain it. He is very much willing to recluse and to find his own space and to protect his energy. So she has to handle her issues with him in a non-emotional way. She has to be diplomatic with how she approaches him. So she doesn't really get to be hyper emotional. She doesn't always get to be a girl. She has to sometimes be one of the boys with how she chooses to handle disputes with him, and that is a problem in their marriage, and it's that problem still exists. There's a Five of Spaces clarifying this Five of Hearts. They live two different lifestyles, meaning that they have two very different work schedules. They come together in passing with one another, and oftentimes, because they are very much business oriented, they have to do those. That's where they spend a lot of their with one another. They do have vacation, joint family vacations that they go on that nature. But for the most part in their everyday life, they meet each other in passing. When he's sleeping, she's awake and she's at work. When she's sleeping, he's away and he's at work. So there's not a lot of mutual overlap in their free time. And even when they both do get free time, he needs to spend it away from her to recharge and to just so that he can be there for his patients. And she has learned to find time to, let's say, knit or sew or develop a new skill, rather than to be up under him, because her preference would be to be up under him. But she's also filled her free time with, engaging in self-love based activities and activities that will help her to improve herself. The Nine of Hearts is here. This is indicating wish fulfillment, but it's also indicating disappointment. So this is saying that both of them have gotten what they wanted. She has a husband that is committed to being married. She has a husband that's committed to being a father to the children, but she can't get it both ways. For him, this indicates that he has a wife that's committed to being married. He also has a wife that's committed to being a great mother, but he can't have it both ways. So having it both ways is sometimes getting that girlfriend or that boyfriend experience, meaning that, you know, are they romantic with each other? They have to manifest that with each other. Do they have animalistic sex all the time? They have to work very hard at this juncture in their marriage to manifest that with one another. That doesn't mean that they're not sexually attractive. It just means that having that broom closet sex, those quickies and things like that, they have to work towards getting there with one another.
So fuel my fire, take me high, I'll be your light.